Hello, welcome to my video. My name is McKinley. And I just think I want to do like a curl talk where I sit down and just do my hair and talk. So as you can tell, I just got out the showers. My hair is soaking wet. But you know, when you sit down and you start doing your curly hair routine, it can take like up to 40 minutes to an hour sometimes, and I'm running out of shows to watch. I don't feel like listening to music, so I figured I'd give this a shot. Okay, first I'm just gonna show you like what I'm using today. Today I'm doing like more products. Usually I stick to like one or two products and call it a day, but I did this routine once like on a limb, and it turned out like really good. So I used the Tegan, I think that's how you say it, TGIN. It's like a butter, I forget what they call it, but it's like a thick one, but I ran out of that, so I'm just gonna go back to my macadamia nourishing leave-in cream. And then I love this AG Liquid Effects, super nice slip. And then we'll go in with some Camille Rose Curl Maker, which is good. I'm running low on, I'm halfway through. And then I also really like this gel. It's like a defining gel, but it's more of like a lotiony texture, but it works really good, and it's really good in the summer for like humidity and all that. So those are going to be my products, and I like to start in the back. And I'm not using a Denman brush, a paddle brush. I go back and forth with this, but when I get my hair done, they always say don't use those and to use your fingers as much as possible because it creates less tension. And I think for what I'm going to talk about in this video, I should be sticking to what they're saying. Which leads me to my next point. I wanted to talk about transitioning. So me transitioning from straightening your hair all the time to embracing your curls. 1 second. You want to have it like soaking wet, by the way. So myself, I never really had a time period where all I did was straighten my hair. I would straighten my hair like a lot, more than I should have, but like I didn't rely on it. But my parents didn't know how to take care of my curls when I was younger, so they would send me in to get the keratin treatments, and that was pretty damaging, I would say. But sorry, I thought I saw a bug. I don't do bugs. So I had that, and then after that, like throughout middle school, I would straighten my hair a bit, but for the most part my hair was curly. Like I kept my curls, I just didn't put anything in it. I like wet it every day, use really cheap products that weren't good for you, use stuff with sulfate in it. Like it was very dry, and I had to do something about it. Honestly, like during COVID, my hair like thrived, not health-wise, but it was super, like I hadn't straightened it for about 3 years at that point, and it was super long, like down to my hips. And it wasn't like these curls I'm getting now. It was more like looser curls, and I didn't take my time with it. But that's when I discovered curly cuts, and I knew I really wanted one, especially like during COVID. Life was like a little boring, so I knew I wanted that. By like the end of 2020, I went and I got that. So I guess you could consider that my big chop, but like I said, my hair was like down to my hips, so at that point it was like probably here, which was short to me and a big chop to me. I've went shorter since then, so I now know that wasn't very much of a big chop. But I had got bangs, I got the whole thing. It was very like bowl shaped. It was cute. But for like girlies that are transitioning into their curly hair after straightening it for a while, I don't want to say that is fully necessary. I think a lot of people get that misconception that you have to do a big chop in order to get your curls back, and that's what holds a lot of people back. Because I will be honest, like when you're sitting in that chair and you're seeing all your hair fall out, it just does something to you if you're not ready to do that. So, or of course, like you tell them, oh, I don't want to lose like that much length, and then even the slightest bit is like a lot to you, and it could be dramatic. I'm not gonna lie, like it can be too much and make you never want to go back, and then it makes you want to straighten it because you want to see like the length and stuff. So I don't think that a big chop is completely necessary. Oh, naughty back here. To when you're transitioning, I do think that getting your hair cut is necessary. And not like I'm not talking like great clips or something. Like go find a curly specialist who you can sit down with and have a conversation with. It is going to be expensive to transition, but once you do that cut, like everything else is pretty reasonable after that, I think, like the products and stuff. But yeah, so find a specialist that has good reviews and you can talk to. If you go in there and you're like a little sketched out, leave. Please leave. Like don't be silent at your hair appointments. Like you're the one who has to live with this hair, not them. They're just getting your money, and you just want to find someone who, did I put this in there? Who like cares about your hair. And when you're there, you want to ask them all the questions. Like I honestly suggest, like before you go, watch your TikToks, do your research, like do all that. And any questions that this is ridiculous. I am so sorry. I look like a man. But I like to wear like this type of fabric shirts when I do my hair. I just think my hair gets very frizzy whenever I wear cotton, and I don't know, I'm a little difficult. But anyways, do your research, write down some questions that you have, because when you're there, you're going to forget. So put it in your notes app and write down any questions that you have, and then just ask when you're there. There you go. You want to know how to style it. So the stylist I went to showed me step by step, like this is what you want to do. And then they're going to give you tips, and you're going to want to know how often should you get your hair cut. You want to know the state of your hair now, because you may think it's like completely dead, but when I went in there, she was like, it's not that bad. You just need to cut off these dead ends. And I was more like, oh, I want a whole new shape. So I told her to do whatever, honestly. And I don't regret that at all. It's really loud, I'm sorry. So where was I saying? And you want to have that communication with them. Like I said, don't be silent in that chair. If you don't want to lose a lot of length, sometimes you do have to sacrifice that. If your hair is like completely dead, if this whole part of your hair is straight, I'm sorry, that has to go. Because I tried to pull that. Like I would cut my own hair and I'd slowly cut off like where it's like a little straighter, and nothing would happen. Like that's not going to bounce back. If you think of it like a plant, if you don't get rid of those dead leaves, the whole thing is going to die. So, and it's going to be weighed down and like pruny. So you don't want your hair to be pruny. You want to cut off those parts, but you can tell them like, listen, I'll cut off the dead parts if it's going to help my hair. If it's going to help my hair. But I still don't want to lose a lot of length. Find out your curl type from them. A lot of girlies have like different curl patterns in the back and versus the front, and it's hard to tell what type of curls you have. You want to find out your hair porosity. If like, I'm telling you, my hair is very very confusing. And when I went there, they just let me know like everything. It honestly saves you a lot of time if you sit there and ask those questions, because you're learning from a professional and you're not having to go research and look at all these videos who are telling you like different things. I mean, it might not work, you know, the products they tell you, but it gives you like a go by, because they're gonna tell you like, my hair can't take heavy creams. It gets very weighed down. It gets very frizzy. It likes lighter products. The back of my hair needs way more moisture than the very front of my hair, so I tend to focus on the back like I'm doing right now. That is honestly the part that takes the longest out of my routine, is the back of my hair, because it just gets so knotty and like this. It's just not ideal for me. But anyways, so there's, like I said, there's many different curls out there. There's many different patterns. You have different patterns in your own hair, so it's very hard to tell off of that first visit. But like I said, if you ask all those questions, if you ask like, what type of products do my hair need, how should I sleep at night, that's a good start. It's honestly such a good start, and you leave there feeling so much fresher about your hair. And overall, it's a good experience. And yeah, so okay, so another tip I have is utilize TikTok, girl. Like, find someone who has a very, very similar curl pattern to you. Not only curl pattern, but texture, because I found many girls who have my curl pattern and it happens to be like Spanish or white girls, and I'm like, okay, but we don't have the same texture. Where my hair, I don't have the tightest of curls, but my hair is definitely a lot more textured. So my curls are a little looser, which you might find easily within like silky hair. But obviously I don't have silky hair. I have very kinky, knotty hair. And it took me a while, I'm not going to lie. It took me a while to find someone who has similar hair to me and takes care of it the way like I think is good. But once you do that, like, you can just watch their videos, watch their routines, and that becomes very useful, because then you're seeing like, okay, this product works for them. It might work for me, you know? Another tip I have, which I hate hearing, but I'm going to say it, have patience, because for me, was very grateful after I cut my hair. It like changed instantly, and that will happen. That will definitely happen. But then I did have a hard time with like, my hair's up to here and not down to my hips anymore, and that like bugged me out. But I loved my hair's health so much that didn't matter. But I know for some people that does matter, and you want to straighten it so bad to see the length, but don't do it. Don't do it. Don't put yourself back at that square one. Like, you will get, I don't know if this sounds bad. I'm someone who feeds off compliments, and I know once I got my hair done, I was like getting mad compliments on it, and like that just boosted my confidence so much more. And I'm like, you don't need to have like a certain length of hair to feel pretty. I mean, it's hard. Like, I got to the point where I loved my short hair, and I would cut it and cut it and cut it, and like the shortest I had it was like up to here. It was a bowl shape. It was so nice and like so like something you see in a magazine. Like, it just came to the front, it looked like a lion. But now, right now, I'm missing my long hair, and I'm growing it out, so it's pretty long now. But I miss like it long and being big and really looking like a lion. And you just have to learn to have patience. But when you're growing out your hair or trying to get it to be that length again or whatever, don't straighten it and don't stop taking care of it. I did that, and that's why I had to get a cut back in October again, because I went and dyed my hair blonde again, and it just was getting very knotty, and I thought I just needed like a cut just to kind of like you don't need the cut to like start over once you've already gotten the cut and you mess up, and you don't need to go get another cut. I just got the cut for my state of mind because it made me feel like fresher and like, okay, I have this better solid point, and it just felt healthier to me. So yes. What else? Expensive products. I run through products like crazy, and I don't want to get like expensive products. Like, I think, especially when you're young or like you're in college, you're not wanting to spend a bunch of money on your curls, and like you're not going out to different stores. And I mean, you might be, it depends where your campus is or where you live or whatever, but I wasn't like going out to different stores to get hair stuff. I was ordering it online, which I feel like online it tends to be a little more expensive, and you might want to go get an expensive product. But I found that my hair doesn't really like it behaves the same with cheaper products or like drugstore products as it does with expensive products. My hair more so changes when it has heaviness in it, and that's what my hair doesn't like, is that all those heavy cream products. So I mean, do what works for you, but you know, when you're on TikTok and stuff, you're seeing brand deals a lot of the times, and these people are more successful in what they're doing, and they're able to get that. They are able to get it sent to their door sometimes. Like, it's not very ideal for someone who is transitioning and doesn't have the money to afford it, especially you just spent all that money on getting your hair cut. So I don't know, I just think that there's a bad stigma to that, and people think if the more expensive something is, the better it works. That's not always the case. Like, I don't know. For me, like, I just know that Shea Moisture doesn't work for my hair, but something that is of similar price is Meal, or something that is cheaper is I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's MAUI. That stuff works so much better for me than Shea Moisture does, you know? And like, I use Diva Curl, and I only use their gels now because I feel like they changed their formula. They had to, and now it like burns my scalp and does ridiculous things, and I'm like, wow. Imagine if like I had that mindset where I'm like, okay, I need to get this though because it's more expensive. It has to be good for my hair. Like, you will go through products, let me tell you, and you will use products, and you'll use two little pumps of it and then put it away, and it's on the shelf somewhere, and you never come back to it. Like, you'll go through that. So why start with something expensive, you know? And also, when you get your hair done, if you're at a curly specialist, they have curly products that their store specifically uses. Like, for mine, they use NYC Curls, which is not a very heard of brand, and but it works so good for my hair, and it's only 2 products, and I just love it because they use the shampoo, conditioner, gel, but the conditioner, you can use it as a leave-in and rinse it out, or you can like actually leave it in and use it as a style product. So that's what I'll do most of the time. Today I'm switching it up, but I will shampoo my hair, and then when I condition it in the shower. I have the water right there, which is a helpful tip too, is to style your hair in the shower. especially if your hair doesn't get knotty and you could just run it through. Like mine's like all the time, but sorry, get distracted easily with this. Yeah, so like they told me what products to use, and that really helps me in the sense of like, I walked out the store and I just bought the products there because like they were there and it made my hair look great in the store. So I figured out, you know, what works for me in that sense. And those products they can be a little expensive. Mine are like $18 a bottle. But so that's why I like found other products that I can use in between, because I'm not willing to drop like 18, who ends up being like 40, 50 something bucks, because I get, you know, the conditioner or the shampoo sometimes, the gel sometimes, and I'm just not gonna spend that every single time. Or if I'm just doing my hair for like the day, or I'm going on vacation, like I'm not bringing my expensive products. I'm sorry. Also, when you get your hair cut, you might not like how your hair turns out. You know how to style your hair. That's something that goes along with patience. You're gonna have to learn how to style your hair. Like, there's many different techniques you can use. I do like the finger raking because it gives me a bit more length and it's less tension on your scalp and your hair. So I think overall it is a good option for me, but I don't like Denman brushes. At the hair salon, they use Denman brushes. Lots of curly girlies use it, and I love how it works for them. I just don't think it works out for me. For some reason, it gets my roots so knotty. I mean, maybe I'm doing it wrong. I don't know, but sorry, my stomach's talking. Yeah. I don't even know what to say. Or you can use, like, I use paddle brushes. I love them. I don't even use, I brush through it with the actual brush, but I style it with the handle. And it, like, the handle is probably like that thick, and it gives me those curls, and I just love it, love it. Like, after I do this, I'll even go in with the paddle brushes on the paddle brush on the pieces that are like really showing, like my bang pieces and stuff. So you're gonna have to find like what works best for you and your schedule, because some techniques take longer than others. Like, people who finger coil, God bless them, because I literally do that maybe once every 3 months. Like, I'll never sit there and finger coil my hair. It's not even like it's time consuming. I don't like the way it feels on my, I don't know. I don't like the way it feels on my fingers, if I'm going to be honest. But yeah, I think those are like some solid, like, realistic tips. So just to like wrap it up, kind of recap, you're gonna have to get the cut. If you have like straight dead ends, or even just go in, like, if you don't have those straight dead ends, just get a trim. It's a good place to start, and talking to someone who can advise you on your curls is always helpful. And then find your products. Like, I know that's very hard to say because there's millions of products, but start small. Start with cheaper. Pay attention to those ingredients. Like, see kind of what works for you. Like, if a gel works better than a mousse, or if both work good for you and you like to combine those in your routine, see what works for you. Play around with it. Find a TikTok girly or YouTube, whatever, that has the same pattern and texture as you, as close as possible, you know, and kind of use her as like a go-by, and have patience. I feel like I'm missing one, but that's really what worked for me. I mean, you know, you can go in and get your hair cuts multiple times if you want. I did. I had bangs. I went through different styling phases. I tried it all. Like, I'm at a point now where like my hair is way healthier than it was 4 years ago. So yeah, I think that's the truth, and I'm sticking to it. I'm going to diffuse my hair, not straighten it. No, no, no. I'm also gonna do the few like pieces I said with the paddle brush, and then I will show you the results.